The 10 most beautiful buildings to see before you die. From ancient wonders to modern masterpieces, these 10 buildings are true works of art. Each one tells a story you'll want to experience at least once in your life. Number 1. Mont Saint-Michel, Normandy, France. There are two very distinct ways to experience Mont Saint-Michel, a stunning abbey perched atop a tiny island in northwest France that's our pick for the most beautiful building in the world. First, you could visit at high tide, when the delightfully symmetrical structure is reflected dreamily in the surrounding sea. Second, you could visit at low tide, when the island is surrounded instead by an ocean of sand. Number 2. Duomo di Milano, Milan, Italy. A breathtaking stalwart of the Milan skyline, the Duomo's history spans more than 6 centuries of worship. The cathedral's construction began back in 1386 at the peak of Gothic design, but was not truly completed until the mid-20th century. Over the decades, a succession of Italy's greatest architects, engineers, and artists worked on the magnificent structure. Even Leonardo da Vinci sketched some designs for a proposed domed tower, though they never made it off his drawing board. Number 3. The Tiger's Nest, Bhutan. One of the world's most precariously placed monasteries, Paro Taksang, better known as the Tiger's Nest, perches tentatively on a cliffside in the upper Paro Valley in Bhutan. The elegant structure is built around a cave in the cliff face that is said to have been used by Guru Padmasambhava for meditation in the 8th century. Legend has it that he flew to the cave on the back of a female tiger. Number 4. Cologne Cathedral, Cologne, Germany. Cologne Cathedral is an awe-inspiring sight, and it really ought to be, since its builders honed its arches and spires over an astonishing 632 years. Construction began way back in 1248, but was repeatedly disrupted by war and financial difficulties, and ground to halt completely in the 16th century thanks to the upheavals of the German Reformation. A medieval wooden crane was left symbolically abandoned atop one of its towers. Number 5. Osaka Castle, Osaka, Japan. Now a museum as much as a fortress, the castle looks particularly splendid at night, when upturned spotlights see its walls shine brightly against the dark sky. Surrounding the keep is a series of defensive structures, and the site's 2.5 million annual tourists can wander among turrets, baileys, gatehouses, and walls. May is peak season in Osaka, so visit in autumn for still pretty good weather and fewer crowds. Number 6. Hallgrímskirkja, Reykjavik, Iceland. The second tallest building in Iceland, the Hallgrímskirkja Church, towers over this mostly low-rise capital city. It took 41 years to build, and its design is inspired by the natural shapes and forms created by thick lava when it cools. Named after poet and national treasure Hallgrímur Pedersen, the church was inaugurated in 1986, the 200th anniversary of Reykjavik's city status. Number 7. Wat Rong Khun, Chiang Rai, Thailand. Thailand is dotted with incredible temples, but none are so stunning as Wat Rong Khun, an entirely white temple that's a modern reconstruction of an older temple that was left to ruin. Unusually, it's privately owned and is more of an artwork than a religious place. Work is still being done on the temple, which is not expected to be fully finished until 2070 or beyond. Number 8. Neuschwanstein Castle, Bavaria, Germany. Probably the most famous castle in the world, Neuschwanstein is about as fairy tale as it gets, but it wasn't built in the Middle Ages. Instead, it was constructed in the 19th century to deliberately resemble the towering fortresses of years gone by. Adorning a steep hill in southwest Bavaria, Germany, the spectacular structure inspired the design of the castle in Disney's Sleeping Beauty. Number 9. Penha Palace, Sintra, Portugal. Most of all, the palace was grand and romantic, and was described as the most beautiful thing I've ever seen by composer Richard Strauss. It was turned into a museum after the abolition of the monarchy in 1910, and the last Queen of Portugal spent her last night there before going into exile. Get the best views from the nearby Castle of the Moors or the peak of Sintra Hill before exploring its opulent interior. Number 10. Burj Al Arab, Dubai, UAE. Often dubbed the world's only seven-star hotel, erroneously, as official rankings stop at 5, the Burj Al Arab is one of Dubai's most iconic structures and goes a long way to earning its nickname. Resembling a billowing ship's sail, it stands proudly just off the Dubai shoreline and is best seen from Jumeirah Beach at sunset, when the skies turn all shades of pink and orange.